Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Week 6 edition of the Sports Day High School Top 10 Replays. I'm your host, Rhiannon Walker, and I'm here, and well, you're here to see the best plays of the week. I want to thank Marquise Pearson of Rec Sports for being kind enough to send me video this week, and give credit where credit is due to Pat Doney of NBC5 for his fantastic shot from last week as well. But let's skip right to it and take a look at these top plays. Taking us into number 10 is Carson Williams of Plano. Now, Matt Key's going to observe the field, look at the defense a little bit, and he's going to feel just a little bit of pressure coming up the middle, and he's going to let it fly down the middle of the field to Williams, who pinpoints it, juggles it, but ultimately comes down with the catch for the 29-yard reception. Plano West would upset Plano 14-7. Number 9, a round of applause for Saxon's Jalen Maiden, who finds Devin DuVernay for the 76-yard score of this seam. I mean, this just looks so easy for them. But guys, the real gem in this video is his teammate who takes his helmet off and starts walking off the field because as soon as he saw the DuVernay catch the ball, he knew it was up. He was hip. We got more from this game coming up. Cedar Hill's Marquise Foreman runs us into our number 8 play. This one kind of reminds me of that State Farm commercial, you know, with the fisherman. He's like, oh, you almost had him. Gotta be a little bit quicker. Foreman takes this bad boy 54 yards to the house, and Cedar Hill beats Midlothian 52-13. Idris Ali picks up a nice block on the right-hand side from recent Texas Tech commit Jack Anderson at number 7, and Ali floats more like a butterfly than stings like a bee on this 65-yard touchdown run in Frisco's 47-35 win over Frisco Heritage. Number 6. Back to Saxy we go. Now, 2 weeks ago I showed you 2 Jalen Maiden throws. This time he shows up what he can do on the ground. He runs through these tackles, runs through the 6 with his woes, and runs through the end zone for this 64-yard touchdown. And the Mustangs handle North Garland 51-0 in this game. Sank, which is 5 in French. Jesuit's Jordan Rice plays the screen to a T. Just watch this. He's going to pop the ball up and get in the passing lane, and he's going to come down and get this interception. You go, Glenn Coco. That would set up a touchdown drive, but we'll have more from this game shortly. Number 4, this is Mesquite Horns. Chris Robinson stepping back and tossing a quick back shoulder fade to Bryson Cummings, who brings in the 9-yard touchdown. The pair hooked up earlier for a 41-yard score in the first quarter. Robinson finished with 5 touchdown passes and only a half of work as Mesquite Horn rolled Richardson Berkner 63-30. Let's talk about a record breaker for number 3. Jesuit's Jacob Polish is faced with a 3rd and 8 from the Skyline 18. The play breaks down, he packs in, books it for the 18-yard game-winning touchdown with 1:06 remaining in the game. The Rangers' victory snapped Skyline's 49-game district winning streak, and Jesuit jumped 9 spots to number 11 in our area rankings for this week. As Scott Van Pelt, another Terp, loves to say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Speaking of my beloved state of Maryland, I caught word that the player in my number 2 spot is from Moco, in Gaithersburg, Maryland specifically. See what happens when you talk about where you're from? Sending us into number 2 is Terrell Mozzie of Wylie. Emilio Ames is going to get some great protection from his blockers. I see y'all. And he puts the ball a little in front of Mozzie, who from what I gather is very good at one-handed catches, see last week. And he does the rest with his legs for the 44-yard tip and score. Wylie would lose to Wylie East though, 56-28. After my shout out to Baltimore, I was asked if I know how to Baltimore two-step. Of course I know how to Baltimore two-step. It's not a hard dance, but I'll only do it if Baltimore native Avi Zaleon does it with me. Enough about my coworkers and their jokes. We have a number 1 play to get. And my mom told me one of her critiques of my top 10s is that there aren't enough defensive players spotlighted, and she's right. So, our top play from week 6 comes via the Southlake Carroll Coppell double overtime game. After Coppell's Joe Feck scored on a 5-yard touchdown, the Cowboys, underdogs at home, decided to go for the win on the second overtime. Southlake Carroll's Robert Barnes knifed through the line and was able to bring down the QB and preserve the Dragons' emotional win on the road. Southlake Carroll scored 17 unanswered points in the game's final 15 minutes and 1 second to force overtime, and the Dragons scored on a 4th and 7 in the first overtime to force the second overtime and walked out of Buddy Eckels Stadium with a 38-37 win. I covered that game, and I have to tell you, even though my pick went down the drain, that was a fun game for me to cover. That's it for the Week 6 edition of the Top 10 Replays. Check back next week for all the highlights from Week 7. To have video on the show, please send links to me on Twitter at CinstantRHlplay, RHIplay, or send compressed files to my email, rwalker@dallasnews.com. Thanks for hanging with me, folks. See ya!